third party to avoid arrest. Illinois law explicitly states that a person is not authorized to use force to resist an arrest by a known peace officer, even if the arrest is believed to be or in fact unlawful. Resistance of even an unlawful arrest by a known officer is a violation of state statute. Thank you.
It is just a Thank you. Oh, well. Oh, wait.
Good evening. This is the City of Harvey Council meeting dated Monday, January 13th, 2025. The time is 7:15 p.m. The call is to order. And I have the roll call of all of the members of the council. Please check themselves in. We have a quorum. Next on our agenda is the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Pastor Harrison, if you would be so kind as to lead us.
Amen. Let's look to God. Father, we thank you. We praise you and honor you. We thank you for your grace and your mercy, your love and your kindness, Father. We thank you for allowing us to leave one year and enter another year. We thank you for the blessings, God, that you have in store for us. We also send up a prayer, Father God, for those who have lost their lives and losing their homes tragically in the state of California. God, please bless them, cover them, and extinguish that situation. Father, we thank you for what you're doing at Harvey. Thank you for what you're doing for us, even through this administration, through every leader, God, through every alderperson, Father. We thank you, and thank you for the mayor, God. We pray that you'll bless us, keep us tonight. God, let us have a unified meeting, and we'll give you the glory and the honor for it belongs to you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item on the agenda is presentations. Do we have any presentations? Next item is aldermanic reports. We would like to limit those reports to 3 minutes. The chair will start by recognizing the second ward.
Happy New Year, City of Harvey. First, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the 537 residents who came out to support the 10th annual Joy to Giving event that was sponsored by Infinite Hands Charity District 205 in our second ward office. I want to take a moment to congratulate my soror, Dr. Keisha McCaskill, on her appointment as the new 5th District Commissioner of Cook County. I'm very excited for her leadership and dedication to the community across the 5th District. I want to send a special thank you to the Harvey Fire Department who braved 2 fires on Friday, January 10th on the 152nd block of Lowness in Lexington. We really appreciate and are grateful for your selfless service. As a member of the Public Safety Committee, I would like to take this as an opportunity to bring about concern regarding abandoned homes. In the 2nd ward alone, there are currently 100 properties left open, and this poses a serious safety risk to our residents. We need steadfast action on these homes to be properly boarded up to prevent squatting and any additional hazards that could be a threat or harm to residents or the city. Next, I want to address something on your recent water bill. Some of you saw that it was stated that I voted on Thursday, December the 12th for that legislation. However, I was absent. I did follow up with the clerk's office. I believe that was an error sent out on the behalf of the mayor's office. But I just want to ensure transparency and correct any misunderstandings. On a separate note, I've also been advocating since May 8th for my aldermanic reimbursement, of which I've received $0. So we're about $19,000 has been approved on Monday, June 10th. Mayor Clark, I sent you 5 separate emails, with the latest being this past January the 6th. And to no avail, I've heard nothing back. This is asphyxiating the 2nd ward because everything that's going on that you see in the 2nd ward of the city of Harvey is being financed strictly out of my pocket and out of my budget. And I don't feel that it's equitable when wards 1 and 6 have received aldermanic reimbursement and ward 4 receiving a partial reimbursement. I'd like to also address the false allegations that were made against me stemming from the incident on Wednesday, August the 14th. I'd like to conclude that as of Monday, December the 23rd, all charges were dismissed. Today is a very special day for my sorority, Delta Sigma Theta, celebrating 112 years of scholarship, sisterhood, service, and social action. And I'm very hopeful for a new way to usher in a genesis, a beginning of a way in which we can be a collaborative entity for the residents of the city of Harvey and the 2nd ward. Thank you.
Next is the Alderwoman of the 3rd Ward.
Happy New Year, everyone. I want to thank the street department. You guys have been really doing well with this, making sure the streets are together, shoveling right away when with snow, taking care of the vacant lots the best that you can. I do know it's can be a little difficult at times. You know, as you all know, I'm the alderperson that tries to look for the money when I say we have no money. So I don't know if you guys got your Citizen newspaper, and I noticed in there when it talks about the properties.
Hold on, excuse me. The time wasn't moving, so in order to be fair.
Okay. One of the businesses I noticed was Bunny Logistics, 14500 Ashland. A lot of money that they owe us. A lot of properties that actually have PIN numbers. Also, I find there was an article as of January 15, 465 commercial properties in Harvey were delinquent on their 2021 property taxes. This translates roughly to $12,217,517 in debt. That's a lot we can do with that money. So when we have businesses who are suing us or don't want to pay, I guess, help me understand and make some stuff make sense. If I was renting a home to you and you were paying me rent every month faithfully, and I haven't been paying mortgage on my house, the mortgage company's going to come and evict you. They don't care if you've been paying. They're going to come and evict you because it's just business. Although Illinois Republicans proposed a bill that aimed to reduce the state's second in the nation's property taxes, arguing high taxes create opportunity deserts in minority communities and hinder economic growth. When we have the abandoned houses that we have, and they're not the only ones, the businesses are not the only ones, there's some abandoned properties. Everyone thinks it's just easier to get those properties and tear them down and do what we need. We have to, that cost is very costly. So maybe if we had some of our money that should pay, we could probably do some things about those abandoned houses or start collecting or to fix streets, sidewalks that some of us are complaining about. Thank you, good to see us at least been able to get 60 Highway together. 54 looks really great. I was gonna speed down here for a little while, but I was scared I was gonna get a ticket because I wanted to try it out. But we're not where we want to be, but we're not where we should be right at this moment, but we're not where we used to be. And I see how we're right. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes the 6th Ward.
Thank you. Dear residents of Harvey and the Great 6th Ward, I am excited to share the recent turkey and ham giveaway for Thanksgiving, as well as the toy and bike giveaway at Bryan Elementary School. We were resounding successful. Thanks to the generosity and the contributions and hard work of everyone involved, we were able to distribute over 50 brand new bicycles, 20 PlayStations and Xbox consoles, and thousands of other gifts to our children and our community. It was truly heartwarming to see so many smiling faces and families coming together to celebrate the holiday season. I am incredibly proud of the turnout and the positive impact these efforts had on our community. And for a moment like these, that reminds me of the strength and the unity that we share here in the city of Harvey. I would also like to extend my deepest gratitude to the City of Harvey Street Department for their tireless work in keeping our area clean throughout the holiday season. There was dedication, it was dictated, ensured that our events ran smoothly and our city looked beautiful for all the residents and guests. Additionally, I would like to thank the Mayor's administration for joining their support and partnership in making these initiatives possible. Your collaboration helps us create meaningful experiences for our families, and I am grateful for that. And as we look forward to 2025, I want to take a moment to wish all of you a prosperous, fruitful new year, and may you be filled with health, happiness, and continued progress to our great city. And thank you for your support. God bless each and every one of you from the Great 6th Ward. I'd like to take one moment. I had an honor today. One of my residents, some of you may know her, that's a long-time resident. Her name is Dolores Rosetta Harris. This young lady was the first female, doesn't matter, African-American, black or white, she was the first female to drive a truck here in the city of Harvey for the street department. And today was her going home celebration, and I had the honor to be there with her family and get a resolution on behalf of the great city of Harvey. And I wanted to share that with you all. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Our condolences go out to the family, and we thank you very much for your comments. Finally, we have the chair recognizes the Alderwoman of the 1st Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Can everyone hear me? Okay, I'm here. Okay, it's much better. Through the month of December, I had a horrific cold. I still have a cough, but I'm not contagious, and yes, I am still smoking. So I'm working on that. With that being said, I want to say thank you to all the residents who came out to the 1st Ward event. We had our holiday bingo, and that was a huge success. We had kids, seniors, people of all ages, but it worked out really well. This was the first time. I want to thank Joe Whittington and his team for coming out. They did a tremendous job. We too in the 1st Ward had our Thanksgiving turkey giveaway. I partnered up with Will Davis, and we were able to give out 100 turkeys. So this holiday season was a huge success. But as we go into 2025, and that seems like a blink of an eye, we're going to be at 2026. Let's be mindful of each other. Right now we're in horrific weather. There's extremely cold. If you need a warming center, please call. If you need anything, call on your neighbors, check on them with the power going out. If you have extra blankets, just let's take care of one another, because we are a part of one another's life here in the city. And also, as Alderman Chapman said and Alderman Smith said about the abandoned homes, yes, we do have a lot of abandoned homes. It's a work in progress. And I'm not putting a Band-Aid on it, I'm not saying an excuse. The street department has done a tremendous job. The ironic behavior, though, is once the item gets built up, boarded up, secured, the next night, it's pulled down again. So if you see something, please say something. In the first ward this week, we had an incident, and it was quite alarming. Thank God no one got hurt, but it brought a lot of different agencies into the first ward. And I'm really impressed with the way everyone was communicating with all these different agencies and with each other and sharing information. So I'm going to ask you to do the same. Share information. If you see something, say something. Remember, we're all in this together, and God bless and Happy New Year.
Thank you. We appreciate the comments from our council members. Next on our agenda is public comment. Public comment is encouraged and appreciated. This is the only opportunity for the public to address the city council on agenda items and any other city-related business. In order to accomplish our business on the agenda and be respectful of everyone's time, council members will not engage in dialogue with individual members of the audience, and no immediate action will be taken on any public comment issue. Excuse me. No speaker may donate his or her time to another speaker. Comments shall be courteous and respectful at all times. No person may use public comment for the purpose of campaign or advertisement. This is not a question and answer time, and council cannot engage in conversation with the public. Questions and concerns about operations should be addressed with city staff during regular business hours. We would ask that you please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Excuse me. I am going to read a name followed by another name. We would like for that person following, for instance, our first public comment is Glennis James Watson. We would like for Glennis James Watson to step up to the podium to be heard. She will be followed by Ryan Sinwelski. We ask that Mr. Sinwelski be ready and available to speak when Ms. Watson is complete. And then I will say who is going to be the following comment after that. So we'll know that everybody will be ready for the sake of time.
Good evening, my name is Glennis James Watson.
No, 1 second, please.
Oh.
So it's Glennis James Watson, followed by Ryan Sinwelski. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Glennis James Watson, and despite the presence of the Harvey Gestapo, even though they're fewer in number this evening, and the explicit revocation of my First Amendment rights, I am actually a resident of the United States. At the November 25th, 2024 meeting of the Harvey City Council, I was escorted out of the meeting for allegedly disrupting the meeting. My subsequent appearance at the Harvey's Kangaroo Court resulted in a finding against me of liable for disorderly conduct and a fine of $500. Mayor Clark, Chief Biddings, Deputy Chief Anderson, City Attorney, alderpersons, and the men and women of department heads of the city, you need to be ashamed of yourselves. The fact that you would actively work to suppress the voice of the people of Harvey is despicable. And for what? A paycheck? Whether by commission or omission, you are complicit in denying a whole community their right to free speech. That quasi-legal notice that the police department reads at the beginning of each meeting is made up of ordinance, statutes, and codes piecemeal together to make it sound legitimate. I'm sure legal counsel advised you not to post it on the city's website, Facebook page, or anywhere else eyes outside of Harvey can get a look at it. And to the audience members, if you're ever here in the city hall for anything other than a council meeting, you'll notice that that legal notice is conspicuously absent from the glass panel. Not to worry, however, I'm going to post it everywhere I can. And I had this shirt made. And I'm going to wear it everywhere that I go. To the grocery store, to work, to church. If I had a dog, I'd wear it to walk the dog. I'm going to wear it as many places that I am able, and hopefully conversation will be made so that I can explain to anybody willing to talk about it the oppression that we experience here in Harvey. I own the rights to this design, so I can make shirts, bags, bumper stickers, car magnets, church fans, hats, anything that a graphic can be affixed to, it can be made. So if anyone's interested in having something made, let me know, because understand, once we cross that threshold to this room, our rights to free speech are rescinded. So just think of what a photo op it would be at the next meeting of the City Council. The chamber is full of people wearing this design. That is, unless, of course, legal notice is amended to include wearing apparel.
Next is Ryan Silvanowski, followed by Missouri Harvey.
Good evening, everyone. I don't think this is working, by the way. You want to try to turn it on or not? I couldn't hear her barely at all in the back.
The time is on.
Yeah, I'm going to redeem my time. Okay, how's that? Oh, that's much better. Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Ryan with the Harvey Historical Society. We've had a scary start to this new year in Harvey. There is no leadership from the city government. A man was killed near 157th and Paulina, but you'd never know if you didn't hear it from a neighbor. Harvey police don't tell us anything about crime. Added to the pile of yet unsolved Harvey murders and other crimes from 2024. Mayor Clark and the 4 alder yes-men can't even solve a single crime in the city of Harvey. Maybe that's why they posted that staged arrest, quote unquote, of the Park Forest murderer. Funny how Park Forest police just happened to be nearby and everything was on video. It was timed like a TV show. Did Harvey capture the people who held up the mail carrier by Lord of Mercy Church and Alderman Drewinski's home? Nope, that was the Federal Postal Police. But Harvey sure did try to claim credit for it in that press release. There's one thing Clark makes sure Harvey police do. They're great at harassing law-abiding citizens. Just ask my neighbor Glennis. Harvey police took her out of the meeting and fined her $500 for saying something quietly to herself. Alder Guestman, how dare you keep voting to support this dictator? You're the one that's supporting this whole regime. Just this past week alone, there were 3 more fires in Harvey. The fire chief never has any answers for why these fires keep happening. It's scary as a resident here, and it's infuriating. If Mayor Clark and the 4 alder yes-men kept their campaign promises, they would immediately board up and list for sale all these empty buildings that many wish to open. They would make sure that Harvey residents got priority in buying and fixing up all these empty properties. Why do you keep all these empty properties looking so horrible? Do something about it.
If you're wondering why Mayor Clark isn't doing much to help Harvey, maybe it's because he's making more than $90,000 a year as the FOIA and ethics officer in Calumet City. That's right, the man who kicks out elderly black widows from their homes so he can build a park is the ethics officer in Calumet City. Mayor Clark needs to get fired from that job and start doing his job as the mayor of this city. I just had a prostitute proposition me in Tyrone Rogers' ward the other night on Halstead. The whole area looks horrible. We have homeless people, those with addictions, and lost dogs wandering our streets in the cold. Meanwhile, Mayor Clark is cozy at his home on the north side of Chicago, sending Harvey police to ticket and harass Harvey residents and businesses so he can get more money to fund his lavish lifestyle. I'm calling on all Harvey residents to speak out and come to city meetings. This is your city. You pay taxes here. If not, Mayor Clark will try to come for your home and your business next. No one is safe from this nightmare. We are the taxpayers and residents. We deserve better. You deserve better, Harvey.
Next is Missouri Urban, followed by Chappelle Oates.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mazurk Urban, former trustee of the Harvey Public Library, and I'd just like to bring some of my concerns to your attention. I was looking at the city's website on posted levies, and the years 22, 23, 23, 24, and 25 are not listed. That's 3 years not listed on the website. 36 months. 3 years. Okay, and after going over all the information, as I said at the last meeting that we had, is that there was an increase. There was a 4.99% increase, which is not required by the city to ask the residents' approval to do it, which is provided by the county, by the state. You could just do it. It's kind of like a cost of living increase. So my whole thing is this. Don't say that you didn't increase the taxes, okay? Say that you did. You took the minimal 4.99, which is allowed by the county and by the state without authorization from the residents, and just say it like it is, because it makes the city look bad when you put out bad information like that. When you try to fool people, eventually they're going to find out what's going on. So I advise all you all, go to the website, take a look for yourself. And they did take a 4.99% increase. If they didn't post it for 22, 23, post it for 23, 24, post it for 24, 25, post it and make me out of a lie. My other concern is what happened to Glennis? I am baffled. On December the 12th, that was a Thursday, we had a meeting, and a guy by the name of James retired. God bless you, James, for your service to the city of Harvey. And I don't know how you made it through, but God bless you, and I hope you have a good retirement. Everybody started clapping. City employees, some of the aldermen, the audience. I thought you said nobody was supposed to clap. We were supposed to stay quiet. We were not supposed to clap, not make comments, not make sounds, as was reiterated by the chief of police. He made his speech when we came in today about what we're supposed to do and not do. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. And that's the end. And what you did to Glennis is wrong. It's totally wrong. A $500 fine. And is the person who is playing judge, is he really a judge? Is he an active judge? Is he a retired judge? Is what you guys doing, is it really legal?
Thank you. Next is Chappelle Books, followed by Tierra Greer.
Thank you.
evening. Okay. Okay. All right. Good evening, Harvey. Happy New Year. Oh yeah, y'all got to give me my minute.
I'm not starting the time, but we didn't ask you to sit up there and dance with the microphone. The microphone was working.
No, it wasn't.
Your time is expiring.
Boy, I know why, it's because it's my shirt, but that's okay. Yeah, all these murders, we came in 2025, no talk about it on the news, but they showed smiling and grinning for a street opening that really halfway ain't even done. Still raggedy, still got bumps and lumps, not even. So, I wonder why none of those murders have, and what's been 3 since 2025 came in. And, you know, it's funny how, you know, you talk about the tax dollars and the money that you're not getting. Ask the mayor when he was the attorney for the city of Harvey and wasn't getting the money for those houses to be demoed. That's why we have these abandoned buildings. And when me and the others volunteered to do the houses and board us, we did what, about close to 400? We didn't get no money from y'all, we didn't ask for no money. But, you know, it's funny how it's just so hilarious about these things, and no money is being told what we got, where it's being allocated. But you saying about money and tax dollars that you're not getting, but where's the money going? So do I get my time or no?
Thank you. Next on the public comment is Tierra Greer, followed by M. King Jr.
Hello, can you guys hear me? I'm Tierra. I just recently bought a property, well, me and my husband we just bought a property a year ago in Harvey, and our taxes went up about $1,800. And we have about 8 abandoned houses on our property. We got 3 in front of me, 3 going this way, 3 going that way. So I didn't know we couldn't answer any questions. This is my first time attending the meeting. I really want to know about the property taxes and why they're increasing so high like this, and we don't have any like improvement on our block. There's nothing but abandoned houses. No, what is it? The lights for the outside for the streets, street lights. There's no street lights at all on our block and any of the other blocks. And on the other blocks, it's all just abandoned buildings. So, you know, I have a question. I just don't know why my property tax is so high like this, especially within the last year of an $1,800 increase. So, is there anything that you guys are doing to update our blocks or the streets, or, and if I want to appeal for our township, it's closed. So I can't even appeal the rate increase on the taxes. Is there any, I can't ask that question, I can't ask that question. I just wanted to know, we just brought a property here, and what are we getting ourselves into? Especially if these property taxes are keep going up, it's not going to be livable at a point in time. Because if we keep increasing our taxes, I'm going to have any money to give y'all. Like, I'm going foreclosure at this point. That's really all I had so far. You can't ask me questions. But thank you guys. And I probably go on Instagram. I just talk to you. Thank you.
Next is Reverend King Jr.
Reverend Robert King Jr., I'm glad to start the clock before it's supposed to start. It's the most undemocratic thing I've ever seen in my life. You've got policemen here who are getting paid, maybe not properly, because they don't even know what your plans of property are. They don't know what you're doing from. Guess what? You change policemen like people change polling booths. Here we go. Tickets for residents. Right after you finish that road, I call that road a piece of garbage. A blacktop road that should have been concrete, $6 million. Where did the money go? Show me the money. The curbs are good, but the streets are garbage. You got a sign sitting at over the Dixie Highway. No, Dixie Highway, a little further off, Winter Street. And the sign says no trucks. Why no trucks? Because your road is garbage. Because you know you got $6 million and you probably didn't spend but $2. Let me tell you this here, 154th Street, let's so inferior. And it didn't finish like she said. The first ward alderman, I could not believe the first ward alderman cut the ribbon for the third ward alderman. I stood out there in the cold with everybody else and watched other people cut. Everybody lined up, but the second ward alderman, second ward alderman and the fourth ward alderman were not allowed to participate. What kind of democracy is that? Thousands of people voted for them, and thousands of people have a right to be represented. How can you do such a callous thing and not allow them? That's another thing. You have a treasure right there. The treasure is not on this people, this paper. The treasure is an elected official. By Constitution, state of Illinois says the treasure is supposed to be in everything. And that treasure is supposed to come to her before it comes to any controller or anybody else assigned to do their job. So I'm telling you, citizens, you're getting cheated. You're not giving the information. I'd say Dr. Irving is giving you some good information. I encourage you to keep checking those things out. And attorneys, you let this non-constitutional violation of Robert's rules go on and say nothing. What is going on? Who is paying for you as an attorney? The city or the citizens? Are you the mayor's lawyer? Are you the lawyer for the city of Harvey? I thought we were a city. I didn't know we were some kind of a domain. We don't have a king for Harvey. What we need is somebody protecting the police, the fire, their rights, their union, and everything else, and getting paid properly, not using them for being the kind of people being used to be some kind of a tool for the mayor. I know they can't say anything, but I'm going to say it. I was a former chief. You're doing wrong. You're treating men of the law who risked their life for the city of Harvey and got them sitting in here instead of on the streets and doing the job that they were trained to do. God bless you for this sorry work you're doing. Amen.
Next on the agenda are departmental reports. This year we're going to try to do a few things differently. This is one of them. We ask for everyone to be patient because we may have some glitches as we work through this. But we want to make sure this year that we're trying to present as much as we possibly can to our residents so that they know what is going on in our city. And bless you, at this point in time, the department heads will give a report. We have not made room for any questions at this time. We are working on a system to figure out how to do so or how to inform the aldermen even more as far as what's going on. But things do take time and we want to make sure we do them decently and in order. So that being said, we will start with the first departmental report, which is by our city, city administrator. You have the microphone? So please stand and give your report.
Thank you, Mayor. Today, we'll be discussing a lot of our 2024 wins. We had a lot of achievements over the last year and previous years coming up to 2025. One is being the 154th Street renovation. The 154th Street renovation, that street has not been renovated in over 100 years. We had a lot of issues when pulling up that road. We found a lot of deterioration under the road that we didn't know about prior to the road being renovated. It did go over budget. The initial budget was $4.2 million. It was a grant. It's a reimbursable grant. So with reimbursable grants, you have to pay the money out. You have to show that the work was done, send in the invoices, send in the contracts, do quarterly reporting, and then you can receive the money back. The city does not receive an influx of funds. We don't receive $4.2 million all at one time. It's reimbursed, and it's after the contractors, the engineers, and everyone else is paid for the project. That was a huge project because it restored the infrastructure underneath the ground. We didn't just pave over another layer of pavement over and over and over again like was done in the past. We replaced all of the sewers, all of the water pipes, so that can easily drain now and moving forward. Another huge success was the Harvey storm repair. The Harvey storm repair was about a $35,000 repair. During the Jericho storm, when they put the poles into the ground, it hit a sewer line, causing Harvey Avenue to flood over multiple years. It's not something that the city did or was done. It wasn't deterioration, it was just a pole into the sewer. We did reach out to ComEd, which provided the funds to repair that stormwater. So that was not a city budgeted item as well, but we finally were able to get that done. 147th Street Metro Station, that was a huge renovation. That was another metro station that has not been renovated. I want to say in 40, 50 years. They did come in, they did a renovation. We're also looking forward to the downtown renovations, which is a $70 million project for Metro and Pace. Overall, we've applied for approximately $58 million in grants. We have been awarded approximately $23 million in grants, approximately. Again, a lot of the grants, you can't utilize all the grants at one time. It's a series of reportings. You do a series of engineering studies prior to you can actually utilize what the grant is for. They're very specific grants. So if one calls for roadway, you can only do roadway. If one calls for bike lanes, you can only do bike lanes. It's not usually transferable. And again, a lot of these grants are reimbursable, meaning you have to pay out the money prior to receiving the money back in. That would conclude my report for right now.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Davis. Next, we have the Police Department, Chief Fittings.
Thank you, Mayor. Mayor, council members, and residents, I'm excited to share with you the achievements of the Harvey Police Department over the past year. Our commitment to ensuring the safety and security of our community has led to significant milestones and collaborations that have strengthened our operations and services. In 2024, the Harvey Police Department successfully secured substantial grants, enabling us to enhance our resources and capabilities. Among these accomplishments, for the first time in over 20 years, the Harvey Police Department was awarded the Cops Office Hiring Grant of over $600,000, which facilitated the recruitment of 6 new police officers who have already completed their training at the Chicago Metropolitan Police Academy. For the first time, we also obtained a $20,000 traffic speed safety grant from the Illinois Department of Transportation, further bolstering our traffic safety efforts. The Illinois Attorney General's Office approved the department for the fiscal year 2025 organized retail crime grant amounting to roughly around $50,000, which has empowered us to effectively combat organized retail criminal activities within the city of Harvey. We collaborated with the Cook County Sheriff's Police Department for the South Suburban Safety Initiative, which was pivotal in enhancing our safety measures in high crime areas within our community, significantly improving safety in the city of Harvey. The mission of this initiative was to provide additional safety and security for the residents of these high crime areas in the city. To this end, the high visibility patrols and saturation of the area with local agencies, the Cook County Sheriff's Police, and the Cook County Sheriff's Office personnel were utilized. We even conducted an outdoor roll call in in the area of 147th and Wood Street. We also established an intergovernmental agreement for the treatment response team in partnership with the Cook County Sheriff's Office to address critical issues, specifically mental health emergencies on different calls for service. The treatment response team, which is known as TRT, was formed in June of 2019 to bridge the gap in services for those seeking treatment for overdoses and mental health crises. The TRT combines law enforcement resources with assistance from licensed clinical social workers to direct people to harm reduction and treatment services for those suffering from substance abuse and mental health disorders. As some may also know, we also partnered with the Illinois State Police to critically review our policies and procedures. This has allowed us to identify and address areas of improvement while confirming effective practices and procedures that are already in place within the agency. These improvements were instrumental in enhancing our closure rate of various cases and improving the effectiveness and efficiency of our patrol and investigations division. Another accomplishment was the first time in over 15 years the Harvey Police Department has been accepted into an intergovernmental agency task force, which is the High Intensity Drug Trafficking Areas Task Force known as HIDTA. The HIDTA program was created by Congress with the Anti-Drug Abuse Act of 1988, which provides assistance to federal, state, local, and tribal law enforcement agencies operating in areas determined to be critical drug trafficking regions of the United States. We were also awarded the COPS office in the Department of Justice approved us for technical assistance through CRITAC, which is the Collaborative Reform Initiative Technical Assistance Center, which focuses on the effective identification, investigation, and prevention of violent crimes within the city. This multifaceted approach allowed us to build on successful crime reduction practices and methodologies through intelligence-led policing and strategies. In particular, the experts from the Technical Assistance Center came in, similar to the Illinois State Police, and reviewed our current policies, met with different stakeholders, and helped us identify gaps and enhancements to strengthen our response and investigation to violent crime incidents within the city of Harvey. A 2-day on-site visit by subject matter experts provided invaluable insights into our crime analysis, helping us understand how to better engage with community members and to maintain public safety. Lastly, we did launch Operation Street Sweep. Utilizing our auxiliary police division, we revised our response to ordinance violations within the city limits. Operation Street Sweep has been more stringent in citation and ticketing enforcement. This enforcement aims at behavioral correction. Through initiatives like Operation Street Sweep, we successfully streamlined our efforts to enhance the city's beautification and promote compliance with local ordinances, thus creating a more aesthetically pleasing environment and fostering a sense of community and pride and safety. These achievements would not have been possible without the city and the mayor's office, residents, and our local, state, and federal partnerships. We are grateful for the trust and collaboration that has propelled us towards creating a safer, more vibrant community in the city. We eagerly anticipate future collaborations and initiatives that will continue to help enhance the well-being of our community. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief Biggs. Next is our fire department.
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year's. In 2024, the fire department was able to secure a federal grant to purchase 2 new generators for our station number 2 and our station number 3. We never had generators for those locations, and when we lose power, it's kind of delayed our response. Also, we have a new program, a fire extinguisher program, where we actually train employees on how to use the fire extinguisher in a safe, controlled environment. We was able to train the food company employees with this training. Also, our entire department was able to continue to do our yearly driver's training, which we did at the Calumet City facility to keep up with the standard with the Illinois Department of Transportation and also ISO. We also hired 5 new candidates. Last year, we have 3 members that retired, and also 2 members went to the Chicago Fire Department, so was able to hire 5 new candidates, which they completed their fire academy last month, and they also just got 1 more course, and they will be added to our shift for our shift levels. Also, back in 2023, we applied for a grant for a new fire engine. Before COVID-19, the turnaround time for a new engine was 5 months. After COVID-19, it would take 2 to 3 years for a custom engine to be built. Next month, we're supposed to go down to South Dakota for our final inspection. So we expect the delivery of the new fire engine at the end of February or sometime in March. And that pretty much ends the fire department report.
Thank you, Chief. Next is Public Works, followed by Economic Development.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, awesome Harvey residents. It's a pleasure to stand here before you today and share the progress we made over the last year with Public Works Fund. As many of you know, 2024 was a pivotal year for us. We worked to streamline our operation, address long-standing inter-office challenges, and ultimately set a new course for the future. I'd like to take a few moments to reflect on the changes we made and highlight some of the key successes that we've seen. At the beginning of 2024, the decision was made to reorganize the department and more specialize the subdivisions, fleet, facility maintenance, property maintenance, and streets. This reconstruction was not just about creating a separate division, it was about ensuring that each area of our department could operate more efficiently and effectively. Not only for our benefit, for the internal team, but more importantly, for the residents that we serve. Our first change was the creation of the fleet supervisor position. By filling this role, we were able to bring a new focus on managing the city fleets of vehicles. This has had an immediate impact. Through the use of public surplus auction site, we successfully auctioned off out-of-service vehicles, generating over $30,000 in revenue for the city. Additionally, 38 overall efficient fleet division negotiated the purchase of 4 new patrol cars for the Harvey Police Department as we facilitated the sales of seized vehicles, all which contribute to our revenue effects. Next, we expanded on our team with the addition of about pilot compliance officers. Their efforts have been invaluable in addressing residents' complaints, particularly when it comes to illegal dumping. Through their hard work, we've seen a significant decrease in response time, allowing us to serve our community better. We also made strides in our facility maintenance. The facility maintenance supervisor was instrumental in securing 32 abandoned properties throughout the city, working alongside the property maintenance where we were able to clean up these properties, removing debris, overgrowth that has been a concern for both safety and aesthetics. Additionally, we updated this inventory of city-owned properties and implemented a citywide maintenance schedule, ensuring that critical repairs in compliance with OSHA, EPA regulations were addressed. Looking at our water division, while it's still undergoing some internal changes, we are proud of the progress that we've made. Our outside maintenance crews were able to repair 58 main breaks in-house, saving the city over $143,000 in repair costs. In addition, we installed 250 smart meters, which have improved water billing accuracy and allowed for a better leak detection. We also replaced 5 pumps at our pumping station and made significant progress in addressing 9 of the 10 US EPA violations that have been outstanding. These are just a few highlights from an incredible productive year. The changes made into 2024 from reorganizing departments into specializing subdivision, filling key positions have been crucial in helping us serve the city and its residents. This still has much work to be done, but we're moving in the right direction. I want to extend my gratitude to all my team members who have worked tirelessly to make these improvements a reality. Your dedication and hard work have not gone unnoticed, and I am confident that with continued focus, we will keep building on this momentum.
Thank you, Director Sutton. Next is our Economic Development, followed by the Finance Department.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mayor, council members, and residents. It's a pleasure to be here to serve as the Economic Development Director. And I think the first thing I wanted to say is economic development is a team sport. We all got to get into it and get involved. It does take a lot of people to do it. So what are some of the goals? And I wanted to share with you 4 key goals. One is to grow jobs and investment. We want to bring here jobs and investment to grow our city. We want to build quality of life, make it look better, be better for people, promote the city, and also partner with stakeholders where we can. You've heard a lot of that today. So my key functions and what I do is business development. So we work with businesses to make sure they come here, they start, they grow, is one thing that we do. Another thing that I get involved with a lot too is planning and zoning. Before someone can really build, you got to check the code and make sure that it's permitted uses to make that, to build that business and make that investment. And also, I think one really key that you heard a lot today is the sale of city property is a major function as well that economic development is involved with. So let me cover a few things on the area of business development that's really key that's happened in this year. I think one thing you'll see is Auto Lab is something that the council has approved. And that project is right now pending financing. Another project is New Era Cannabis Dispensary at 16950. That project right now is in due diligence phase. A third project is J&T Group. And basically that was the initiation of a comprehensive housing development program that includes a variety of things, and I think you'll all be excited to hear, is number one, it'll deal with rehabbing existing property that people have mentioned here that they're dilapidated or maybe demo-slated, but they can be resurrected and rehabbed. And number two, they're going to be able to demolish some of the buildings that are targeted. And three, new construction as well. New single-family homes will be built over time. And with this partnership that we created, that council approved on December 12th with the J&T Group, I think we'll have very exciting things. And so the first thing that's going to happen is a workshop. There's a flyer out there on February 8th. There is a home ownership workshop, and please tell everybody about it because we want to encourage that here in the city of Harvey. Again, building quality of life, if you do so by increasing home ownership is certainly one way. So another function is planning and zoning. I just wanted to mention that we work with the Planning and Zoning Commission, a 5-member commission board, and we were involved with such projects as Metro, the rezoning of Metro, and Halstead, New Era, also the special use permit for that cannabis operation. And another thing too that was DeLopez Tire Shop. And what we try to do with special use permits is try to build quality in the project and make sure that we negotiate the best kind of development that we can have in our city. And we do that by negotiating strong special use permits. And so we're excited to be working with the city to improve the quality of the businesses that we have here. With regard to property sales, it's very challenging to know how much property that the city does have. And we have over about 14,500 different PINs, unique identifying properties. And the city owns about 450. And from that, we have already obligated and dedicated, committed 55 of those properties for sale. And our goal is to keep track of that and keep moving that number up. And we keep on making those sales available and put them in private hands. And that'll be very exciting to see. So I'm looking forward to growing and working with the team. And economic development as a team sport with everyone here. So thank you very much for serving as your economic development director.
Thank you. Next is Finance Department, followed by Building Department.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Treasurer, council members. We issued a financial report today for the period ending November 30th that will be posted to the website tomorrow. It shows basically the city continues to struggle financially, but the things are improving. We are able to do, like I said, the capital improvements and things like that, the grants that the police department received for payroll certainly helps the city. The grant we received for the fire engine obviously reduces our costs. That will help reduce our ongoing cost of repairing those vehicles. But just, again, that will be posted to the website. With the finance department focused on the next 90 days, our accounting software is going to be changed to a cloud-based system, but it will include adding the building department, the water department, the fire department, also those with the goal of having a better integrated way of doing what's going on with this department, whether vendors are being paid, whether people who owe the city are being paid. So as we issue licenses and things like that, they'll be able to cross-check that without calling the finance department. The audit for fiscal year 22 will be starting this week with the intent of completing 22 and 23 and 24 all in succession. Also at the end of the month, we will retire another set of bonds, the 202C series bonds, which were about $130,000, which again will leave the city with only one set of bonds outstanding, and that was the refinance of the 207 bonds, which are 2023 series A and B. Also, in the next couple of months, we'll begin planning for our budget for fiscal year 26, because fiscal year 25 ends on April 30th. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Building Department, followed by Communications Department.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Clark, esteemed colleagues, our elder people, our alderpersons, and our great residents of the city of Harvey. My name is Lonnie Harris, and I am the Director of the Building Inspection Department. In 2024, our department was successful in creating a pastor and mayor quarterly meeting that allowed the spiritual leaders of our community to engage, discuss, and plan both current and future ways that the spiritual community can partner and assist the forward progress of this municipality. Our department has seen an increase in vacant property registration from the months of June until October 2024. $5,700 has been collected in fees. Our department also started with working with our insurance providers for a tax and demo process that allows the city to recoup all violations and fees associated with abandoned and fire-stricken properties. It's very important. In December the 2nd of 2024, our department closed to the public for a much-needed service upgrades. But we will reopen on January 21st, 2025. And I am pleased to announce that during this closure, we've purged and digitized records, strategized and streamlined processes for residents and business owners' convenience. Additionally, new to our website is our online registration. The online registration is for contractors, online license application, processes for property owners, renting single and multi-family structures. Additionally, starting first of year 2025, business license and operational certificates for places of worship can be applied for and received electronically, and soon to follow will be permit applications as well as continued work in progress. Thank you. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we have the Communications Department, followed by the Water Department.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Alexia Hall, and I'm Communications Director for the City of Harvey. Over the past year, our department has been focused on updating and revitalizing our communication strategy to better serve you, the residents of Harvey. As part of this initiative, we made significant updates across various platforms. First, our city website has been redesigned to make it more user-friendly and to provide easier access to important information. If you haven't visited it already, then I encourage you to check it out at cityofharveyil.gov. Our monthly newsletter, the Harvey Pulse, has also been revamped. It is mailed directly to residents, but we do encourage you to sign up for the electronic version on our website. You'll also find the newsletter on the website, and for those who prefer a more visual format, we've created a video version. You can find these videos on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. Speaking of Facebook, you may have noticed our new banner. We are also making improvements to our YouTube page to better showcase local events and initiatives. Our ultimate goal is to foster pride in our community and encourage you to participate in local events and initiatives. To ensure that you are always in the loop, we will be enhancing our email communications this year. By sending regular updates directly to your inbox, we will make it easier for you to stay informed about everything that's going on in Harvey. Tonight, we are excited to share the video version of the Harvey Pulse with you. It's just one example of how we are working to deliver timely and relevant information in a way that's convenient for all. So I thank you for your time, and as always, we encourage you to visit cityofharveyil.gov to stay connected. And if you can, just take a moment.
Our monthly CPR training. And happenings in the city of Harvey. We don't learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. This quote from John Dewey reminds us why it's so important to take a moment to look back before we move forward. As we close out another incredible year in Harvey, let's reflect on everything we've accomplished together. This year we faced challenges head-on, improved services for our residents, and strengthened our city through teamwork and resilience. But taking time to reflect isn't about dwelling on the past. It's about using our experience as stepping stones toward a stronger future. So as we head into 2025, we encourage you to take a moment for your own reflection. Celebrate your wins and learn from the tough moments. Together, we'll make the new year one of progress and possibility. Now let's get into some of the highlights from this month's Harvey Pulse. Back in 2020, a violent storm brought hurricane-like winds and knocked out power across the city. The repairs included installing new, stronger power poles, but during the next major storm, the Public Works Department discovered that one of the poles damaged the storm pipe on Harvey Avenue. This caused flooding near the Turlington West Apartments and Fire Station Number 3. Fast forward to today. After securing $45,000 in funding from ComEd, repairs are complete and Harvey Avenue is flood-free. Grants are a game changer for communities like Harvey. These funds allow us to take on important projects like reconstructing 154th Street, installing new water meters, and replacing fire hydrants. But did you know there are different types of grants? One type, reimbursable grants, requires cities to spend money up front and then get reimbursed after submitting proof of expenses. While this can be tricky for cities with tight budgets, careful planning helps us access these critical funds. Stay tuned for updates on new projects made possible by these resources. The holiday season is here, and we want everyone in Harvey to stay safe. When shopping, avoid carrying large amounts of cash and try to park in well-lit areas. If you're shopping alone, let someone know your plans. And for online shopping, be cautious of third-party sellers. Driving this time of year can be tricky with snowy roads. Plan ahead and keep an emergency kit in your car with essentials like a blanket and flashlight. And don't forget to check on loved ones who might need a little extra care this holiday season. Want to learn life-saving skills? Sign up for our monthly CPR training classes and be prepared to respond in an emergency. Visit our website for more information. And a big congratulations to our newest Fire Academy graduates, Jordan Fisher, Preston Jackson, Mark Corsini, and Shamar Shelton. Thank you for answering the call to serve our community. Our Public Works Department is ready for winter. Our dump trucks have been converted to snow plows, and we have 1,800 tons of salt ready to be dispersed on slick and snowy roads. They've also been working with the state to ensure that they are up to date on various weather advisories and how they can impact the community and driving conditions. This year, the city showed up in a big way for the community. Our Veterans Day luncheon, which was hosted by the clerk's office, was a success, as was our annual turkey giveaway. We distributed over 600 turkeys to residents. It's just one of the many ways that we're committed to supporting our community. And we hope you were able to join us for the annual toy giveaway and tree lighting ceremony. It was a perfect way to kick off the holiday season with joy and togetherness. Well, that's it for this edition of the Harvey Pulse. Stay engaged, stay inspired, and let's keep moving forward in Harvey. Enjoy your holidays and see you next year. Welcome to the...
This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have the Water Department, followed by Human Resources.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Melita. I am the Water Department Manager. In the past year, our department has reviewed 99% of our archived documents and successfully scanned required records for electronic filing. This process has allowed us to remove years of accumulated paperwork and overall enhance the appearance of our department. We have also updated our credit card processing machines that now you can tap first swipe, you have that choice, and also accept Apple Pay. Coming soon, we look forward to rolling out the process for replacing old and dated water meters with smart meters. These smart meters are the latest in technology. They will measure and track water usage in real time, and as well as detect water leaks. This, among other benefits, will provide a more accurate monthly billing and ultimately help the city service residents more efficiently. Moving forward, we will continue with efforts that improves the quality of service we provide to our residents. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we have the Human Resource Department, followed by Senior Services.
Good evening. I'm the Director of the Human Resource Department. On behalf of the Human Resource Department, we encourage all of you to view our website where we post all of our current openings within our municipality. Daily, we work hard to recruit and hire top talent to maintain being fully staffed. On a quarterly basis, we're implementing management training, whereas the sexual harassment training has been completed. The Human Resource Department within the last year has updated the city's Harvey's handbook and updated the time and attendance policy. These updates have enabled us to enhance our focus on day-to-day activities. Lastly, the Human Resource Department encourages citizens to please feel free to reach out to us with any employment inquiries or any feedback. This concludes my report.
Finally, we have Senior Services.
Good evening, everybody. Mr. Mayor, to the legislators, to my co-workers, and to the citizens of Harvey, Illinois. My name is Joseph Winston Jr., the Director of Senior Services. We work closely with different Harvey government and housing agencies to stay informed and to help improve the quality of life for our residents living in these facilities by planning and hosting monthly activities like bingos for luncheon, activities, swag for gathering, meetings, singers with an attitude, line dancing twice a week to help you deal with your cardio, exercise, and physical ailments, holiday celebrations, and community outreach ministries. We make personal calls, wellness calls, to check on our seniors to make sure that they are aware of the related activities and the information that we have in the city of Harvey. For example, we have workshops, information networking, current events, activities, health and wellness issues, community events, and community activities. We activated our Let's Talk Harvey Communication Network program for our residents living in Harvey, Illinois. This program shares the historical information and the stories about our community, and it challenges us to do better. Here are 3 examples of some of the people that came out. We had State Representative William Davis, we had Congresswoman Robin Kelly, we had Mayor Clark, and myself. We focused on the Harvey's future, Harvey's past, Harvey's accomplishments, and Harvey's challenges. We also participated in the mentorship program for forced feeder youth workers during the summer months to provide a job training in this area. We notice that our children need to understand how to be employed and use courtesy, be polite, be respectful, especially when you're talking to seniors. We engage them in conversations and how to dress and how to act when we're talking to the residents when they come into senior service. Customer service is one of the things that we do. We train our kids to do. That concludes my report. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. Next is mayoral comment. There's so much to say regarding everything that has been accomplished over the past 5 years, and those things that specifically have been accomplished over the past year, that it would probably take a significant amount of time. So I won't belabor you with that. However, I will point out a few things that I would like for the residents to consider as we continue to grow and evolve here and move forward in the city. First, I want to thank the department heads for their presentations. I'm looking forward to and very excited to see what they will bring for us in the near future. So I'm really excited about that and grateful that they're doing this work. It's not necessarily an easy job, and one of the reasons why it's not is because most of this work that you've heard from our department heads is work that should have actually probably been done decades ago. But it was not done. So now we have a group of people who are not only trying to do the work that they need to do for today's time, they're also doing work that should have been done decades ago. For example, 154th Street, which is something that was over 100 years old and had not had the necessary construction done to it. It's one of the reasons why it took a little bit more time, and also why it cost a little more money to do. But we are grateful that, and I am grateful specifically, that we have a team of people who are dedicated toward moving the city forward and progressing. Also, I want to thank the council for their vote in December to not increase taxes for the 2025 tax year, regardless of what's being said or whatever conjecture is being made. We have not increased taxes. And I also encouraged other municipalities, other taxing districts within the Harvey area not to increase their taxes as well. Whether they chose to do so or not is up to them, but the city of Harvey did not increase taxes for the 2025 year as we promised. But that goes to say that just because people make up facts or try to express their opinions and not necessarily make it true. One of the things that I found in this era of social media, it seems like you can say whatever it is that you want to say and you can get away with it whether it is or is not true. You can make accusations with no facts at all and no evidence to back it up, but still you can put it out there with very little consequence. And I say very little consequence because free speech is that thing that everyone has and everyone in the United States of America should have, but it doesn't give you the right to speak without consequence. Just because you have the right to say things does not necessarily mean that there won't be consequences for the things that you have said or the things that you have done. reimbursable grants are an issue with our city, primarily because we are still collecting approximately 52% of our property taxes. And as a result, we are only working with half of what we should have coming in from a property tax standpoint. So when we have a project that requires being reimbursed, we have to pay that money up front, which means that the city has to come up with that money in order to make that project happen. If we're not able to come up with that money, then we're not able to participate in the grant. In addition, 35% of all grants have been seized or are being seized by the Illinois State Comptroller. Because once again, I'm going to go back. I said that many of these things are things that should have been done or accomplished decades ago. Well, because the prior administration failed to pay the pensions properly over decades, and Alderwoman Drewinski can attest to this, former Alderman Joe Whittington can attest to this, as well as our comptroller, Mr. Lewis Williams, can attest to this. Because those pension obligations were not paid, now the Illinois State Comptroller takes 35% of our grants. That means that if we get a grant for, say, for instance, $1 million, then the Illinois State Comptroller is going to take $350,000 off the top. Am I correct there, Mr. Williams and Ms. Davis? So they're going to take that money off the top, which shortens the ability for the city of Harvey to do the work that it needs to do, because now instead of us having a full $1 million, we only have $650,000. But at the same time, we still have to come up with that $350,000 and come up with the reimbursement parts for our projects. So we want to continue to improve, and we want to continue to get in more revenue here in the city. But one of the things that we promised is that we're not going to do it by the increase in property taxes. So we're not going to put that burden on our residents going forward. I believe and I still hold that our residents have paid enough. Our residents have actually been supplementing the city for decades. And so now we're trying to reverse the clock. It will take time, but we are making efforts to do so. But as, once again, people can make whatever allegations they want to make, but the bottom line is this city is doing a great job. And if there is anything that is illegal, I'll be the first to say it. I welcome the Cook County State's Attorney, because we have to do it, the Illinois Attorney General. I welcome the FBI. I welcome anyone in the federal government to come through and to investigate the city and find something that we are doing incorrectly. If that is the case, then one, we'll make the corrections. Two is, like I said before, I'm not putting my law license up so that we can have a bunch of foolishness going on in the city of Harvey. That's how I make my bread and butter, is by having that law license. And so I'm not going to put that up and jeopardize it for foolishness and nonsense. So if there isn't anything that anyone has that can show that we are doing something that is in violation of the law, I really would appreciate those naysayers to stop the foolishness, so that we can move forward and move our city forward in a very positive direction. Finally, I want to thank the ladies from the coffee bar. If you don't know, the city of Harvey has a coffee bar, and we It is really there to say thank you to all of the residents for everything that you do and for dealing with us. So, those ladies from the coffee bar volunteer their service, the seniors who do that. So we hope, pray that they will continue to do so this year, and we ask you to come on, have a cup of coffee and talk to each other here in the city. Finally, I'd like to thank our partners, Senator Dick Durden, Senator Tammy Duckworth, Congresswoman Robin Kelly, State Representative William Davis, Cook County Board President, excuse me, Tony Preckwinkle, from outgoing Cook County Commissioner Monica Gordon. Having a team of people outside of the city helps to lift the city up, and they continually do the work. I forgot about MWRD President Kerry Steele. And there's probably so many more others. And then there's all of the people who actually come here to do the work on behalf of those entities. This past week, and I'll go over it probably in my next report, we had our first quarter meeting. And we started talking about all of the things that we've done in the past and all the great things that we're going to do in the future. So, the city of Harvey's moving. I'm proud of everything that we're doing, but I'm most of all proud of its people, their tenacity. I'm proud of the council and the work that they do, and I'm proud of the staff and how much they give of themselves to make this city better. So that ends my report, and I thank you. And on that note, if you would entertain a motion to adjourn. We have a motion by the second by the third. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, hearing none, I stand adjourned. It's 8:40 p.m. Thank you.